Hello everyone, welcome back to Jenny Love Journals. So in today's video, guys, I have a pretty big haul to show you guys. I know how much you guys love haul videos, probably just as much as I love to film them. So as I go through this haul video, keep in mind that the majority of the items that you see in this video will be available in bundles that I will be selling on my channel this week and next week. As some of you know, I started putting together bundles that I have been selling. Last week I put out my first bundle video where I sold several bundles of different craft items and things, a lot of things being vintage and antique items that were included in those bundles. And if you have not seen that video and you're interested in seeing what I have available, as I still do have a few bundles available from last week's video, head on over to that video, check it out, check the comment section under that video to see which bundles I have left, and email me to claim any of them if you are interested. So again, as far as the pretty big haul that I'm going to be showing you guys today, again, some of the items in this haul will be included in my bundle sales for this week and next week. And of course, I'll be keeping some of them as well because I have some ideas for projects. But what you see here is not all of it. This is just some of it. But this is some of the stuff that I'm going to start off by showing you. So let me just set some of these aside here. I got these two cookbooks. I have another one that's just like this. So now I have three of them. So I will be including these in some of the bundles. These are the paperbacks, selections from Better Homes and Gardens new cookbook. Over 275 recipes from America's all-time best-selling cookbook. And like I said, these are just the paperbacks, but they do have some really good recipes. The year of this one is 1963 is the year of this book. And as you can see, there's no pictures or anything, but it's just a lot of different recipes. And for those of you who like to make cookbook journals or home type journals, you know that you can just cut out these recipes, back them onto cardstock or coordinating scrapbook paper. Put them into pockets, clip them to pages, make them part of your pages for your signatures, things like that. And then here is a thicker one, a much thicker version. And this is new and better than ever. Over 22 million copies sold. America's all-time best-selling cookbook, now completely revised and updated. It doesn't say how many recipes are in this one on the front like it did on this one. But again, this is a lot thicker. And it does have some black and white pictures, but a lot of recipes. And the year on this one is, let's see, 1981. So there's that one. I love these, even though they're not the big 3-ring binder cookbooks, which I do have 2 of those. I'm thinking about putting one of those in a bundle and keeping the other one to make a binder cookbook journal. So there's that. I got a bunch of vintage napkins. I got this, the long napkins, and then a pile of the regular size napkins. Let me go through the long ones here and show you. They're so pretty. I got these, I want to say a church sale. And they are all unopened, so none of them have been used, but they're so pretty. I love all of them. And I love to decoupage with napkins, especially the long ones. I love this with the lemons, the yellow, and the blue. So pretty. Which ones of these will be going into bundles, I'm not exactly sure yet, but I can assure you that some of these will be going into bundles. So here's some Christmas ones. Here's some summery ones. Some more Christmas. These ones are in a Ziploc bag. These ones have been open, and I believe out of all the ones that I have, these are the only ones that have been open. But as you can see, there's still a ton of them in there. Oh, and there's different ones. So there's like a half and half thing going on. I love this with the flowers and the dragonfly. some more Christmas. And we got some hearts for Valentine's Day. And then we have some more summery ones with the parrots and the tropical flowers and the palm trees and the water. For those of you who make your summer journals when it's time. This print, super nice. And then we got some Thanksgiving ones, which are both really nice. These will probably go in bundles. I don't plan on making Thanksgiving journals right now. I did start the process for my pumpkin journals, which that will probably be the next video, is showing you guys the start of that, so that I can bring you guys along with me as I make the pumpkin journals. All right, let's get into some of the books here. This one is one of my favorites. This is a Better Homes and Gardens sewing book, and it is a binder book. I'm gonna probably keep this. I'm still not sure, because I can make a sewing pattern book out of this, or journal rather. And this is a 1977, and it's in such amazing condition. It's got the 5-ring binders, and it's got the tabs here for alterations, cutting, assembling, finishing, special fabrics, knits, all that, etc., etc. You know, all the pages are in really good condition. And if I'm being completely honest, I've seen, obviously, because I have them, the cookbooks, the Better Homes and Gardens, you know, ring binder cookbooks, but never a sewing book. Let me know in the comments if you've seen the binder sewing book through Better Homes and Gardens before. Because I must be living under a rock, because I have never seen one until I came across this at a church sale and fell in love with it. So, like I said, all the pages are in excellent condition. The whole thing is in excellent condition. Even the back cover, it's got like a protective, I don't even know what you would call it, like plastic over it to keep it from discoloring and things like that. So this was a really good find. I was excited to get this. I love that. And then that's actually, we thought, my husband and I thought this was paper. We got 2 of these, right? And I went to open them up to see what kind of paper it was, like how thick it was and things like that. And it's not even paper. It's like a rubber thing, and I'm like, what in the heck is this? So it's called Speedy Cut, and I guess it's used to cut out your own rubber stamps. Like if you have, like, I'm assuming a cookie cutter style thing, and you wet it down, or you wet this down because it says use with water, and then you cut out your stamps and make your own stamps. I'm assuming that's what this is for. So what I'm gonna do with these now, I have no idea. I paid $2 each for them at Goodwill, so it's not that big of a deal. So I mean, if this is something that you'd be interested in using, let me know in the comments, and you know, I'll arrange for you to shoot me an email, and I'll send these to you. Like, you know, I'll just charge you the shipping and handling, or the shipping cost. Honestly, because I personally don't see myself using these. It's not something that I would be into doing. So if this is something that you would be into doing, if you want to pause and read that. Yeah, stamp carvers, high density rubber blocks make carving fast and easy. So I'm assuming that's what it's used for. So again, if this is something that you'd be interested in, let me know, and we'll arrange something, because yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do. This is a Walt Disney, a Bantam book, but Walt Disney Thumper's Little Sister. It's volume 2. Let me zoom out a little bit here. And it's in some rough shape, as you can see. You know, it is vintage, and there's a lot of scratches and discoloration and smudges and things like that. But all the pages are here. All the pages seem to be in pretty good condition. And the year for this book is 1986. So This will probably go in a bundle because I already have this book. I have actually every volume of these books, so I'm probably going to put this specific one in a bundle. So if this is something that you're interested in, make sure you keep an eye out for my bundle videos this week. So there's that. This is a patchwork primer manual, but yeah, it's the manual here. If you do patchwork, or you can even just cut these out and put them in your journals if you're making like a sewing journal, you know, or something like that. These will be really good to cut out to make ephemera to put in your journals. But it also has a bunch of these punch out things. Like you punch them out. And these were like the templates, if you will, to make patchwork. And there's a whole bunch of them here. And again, these will be going in a bundle. So there's that. Let me make this bag. This was just in a bag. I bought a bag of like scrap fabrics, and this just happened to be in there. This is the price guide to Wallace Nutting Pictures. I don't know what Wallace Nutting Pictures is, or if Wallace Nutting is a person. I don't know. But the book is by Michael Ivankovich, and it's just got a lot of photos in here of the Wallace Nutting pictures and the price guide to how much they are worth. So if you're making some kind of a vintage journal, you know, an eclectic vintage journal or whatever, this would be nice to cut out the photos and include them in your journal. I have a little golden book here, The Pokey Little Puppy, and this is in really, really, really good condition. Like excellent condition, almost like brand new. The corner up here is starting to peel back just a little bit, but the other corners seem to be in really good condition, especially for this being a 1970. So this book is, what, 55 years old? It does have some writing. It says that this book belongs to Michael. Merry Christmas. Love, Martha. So as you can see, the book is in really good shape. All the pages are here. No coloring or drawing or discoloration or rips or tears or anything like that. I can't get over the shape of this book, and this will be included in one of my bundles. Here's another book. It's called Let's Talk About Lying. So this is a book to teach children not to lie, and it seems to be in okay condition. This was given by the President's Council of the Dallas Federation of the Women's Club, 1994 to 1996. And the copyright of this is 1982. And then this monster jumped out and so obviously he's lying. But the pages are in really good condition. I think I'm going to tell Mom I'm sick so that she will pay more attention to me. Oh, God. But anyways, all the pages are here. So if you plan on making some kind of a children's journal or whatever, this will be perfect. This looks like it used to be an old school reader. It's called Kick Up Your Heels. It's a Scott Forsman reading book. And it's a level 4. So yeah, they look like the textbooks that they used to give us in school, you know, as like readers, basically. Obviously, it came from a school. Doesn't say which school. There's no writing. But it's in a really good shape. The year, let me see if I can find the year on this. 1983. So it's only like 42 years old or something, but still vintage and in really good shape. I looked through the majority of it. I didn't go page by page, but I didn't see any writing or drawing or coloring. No rips, tears, or anything like that, except for the very first page. it's like coming up a little bit right there, but that's it. So again, you can cut these pictures out. You can use the pages and put them into your journal as signature pages. You know, every page has an illustration and very vintage looking. So you can, like I said, you can cut them out and make them into ephemera or do whatever you want. If you're making a junk journal that, you know, this would suit. So there's that. I have this book, The Big Book of Real Trains by Elizabeth Cameron, illustrated by George Zaffo. Simplified text for easy reading. So this, again, if you're making like a children's book or something, or, you know, a journal that this, you know, would go into, or even a journal about trains. It does have some writing. It says to, I can't read what that name is. To Bovey, B-O-V-E-Y, on Christmas, 1976. Much love always, Dad and Mom. So for the most part, the book is in pretty good condition. As you can see, it's literally all about trains. So again, this would be perfect if you're making a journal that has to do with trains, or like a children's journal. I know a lot of people are into trains. All the pages seem to be in really good condition. There is like some scuffing if you plan on using the book itself for the cover. I mean, you can obviously do that. It's in really good condition. Here is this is a summer book of garden pools, fountains, and waterfalls. This is the revised edition. Let's see, African Violets, Annuals, Attracting Birds to Your Gardens, Basic Gardening, Bonsais, Building Barbecues, things like that. It's got a whole bunch of things in here about gardening. So if you are making a garden book, the year on this is 1975. Seems to be in pretty good condition. A lot of the photos in here are black and white, but there's a lot of photos in here. So I will probably be including this in one of the bundles as well. And lastly, for books, I have this. Let me move this over because this is quite large. This is a Life magazine, and this is for the year 1972. As you can see, obviously it is falling apart. The cover is gone, and the back cover, the front cover and the back cover is gone, but the rest of the magazine is held together by by staples. So if you want to take it apart, you just undo the staples. There's 3 staples holding it together. You can use them as signature pages, or you can just cut a lot of things out of here to make ephemera. There's a lot of really good ads in here. So I'll just go through it really quick, and yes, this will be included in one of the bundles. Again, this is 1976. I'm sorry about the glare. Let me turn my other light on. That might take care of the other. Well, no, it kind of, well, not too bad, I guess. It's a good thing I did turn the other light on, though, because I totally forgot. The one that's attached to my camera holder. Sure, I think the ads are towards the back where you got, like, you know, these kinds of ads. Look at that. Whew. Beautiful Chrysler. Lots of nice photos. And there's, you know, quite a bit of pages. Let's see if they got some ads on the back here. That's a nice photo. That is too. This specific one, I think, is about like taking photos, like what cameras could do back then, kind of thing. How cool. Some watches. Here's some advertisements. Oh, we probably don't want to use that one. Oh dear. But anyways, so yes, this will be included in one of the bundles. Again, this is a 1972 Life magazine. And again, the front cover and the back cover has fallen off, but the rest of the magazine is held together nicely. All right, I got this punch. As you can see, it's two different punches. It's got the bigger butterflies up here and then the little butterflies down here. And it does both of them at the same time. I got this at Goodwill for $5. Not too bad. And then you just put your paper in there and then you press down. This is pretty heavy. So if I end up putting this in a bundle, I'm really not sure what the shipping cost is going to be with this one included because of how heavy it is. So I might keep this one. I'm not sure. That's what it looks like in a, as a longer version. But I will let you guys, I'll let you guys know. All right, I also got a lot of really nice lace trim. So there's like a whole spool of this. It's on like this foam block here. But look at how beautiful this is. And this is vintage, maybe even antique. If I'm being honest, I purchased this at a church sale. And I got it for half price because it was Labor Day weekend. So I got a bunch of it. I bought out all of it, basically. So there's this. And I will be including some of this, or even maybe even most of this, in a bundle for the bundle sales. And I know I keep repeating myself, but I don't want to leave you guys wondering. If you see something in this haul video, you wonder to yourself, I wonder if that's going to go in one of the bundles. Yes, this will. Also, I got this one, and this was $7.25, and it was half off. So not too bad. This is the same thing, only the ruffle on this is thicker than it is on this. But how gorgeous is that? I mean, it is so, so beautiful. And I got a whole spool of it. So while I will be keeping some, can I go out? Yeah. While I will be keeping some of it, I will be putting the majority of this in a bundle. I have this one and this one of basically the same thing, but this one's yellow. It's like the red here, but in yellow. And another green, but it's not the same as this one. It's basically like this design, but with the green. They are just so beautiful. And I got a big spool of this purple lace here. Open it up just to give you guys a little preview. Very, very pretty. I got this gigantic spool of this white lace. It's very thick in size, but very thick in quality as well. And it's beautiful. And there's a big spool of it here. So again, yes, it's so soft too. It's like a cotton. It feels like a cotton rather than a polyester or what's the other word I'm looking for? Like a spandex material. You know what I'm talking about. It feels more like a cotton material. It's very, very soft. And I got this one. This was just a baggie with this in it. And what's funny is I got, Carrie the Paper Monkey sent me a Happy Mail recently. And she sent me something that was very similar to this. It's got the schoolhouse, the post office, the church. But I believe hers was more of a cream color, where this one is white. I could be wrong. But how pretty is that? I love that. So I got it anyway. I said, hey, you can never have too much of the same thing, especially when you have people who do the same thing you do that would be interested in having that as well. So I got some more laces here. Let's see. I'm just pulling them out of the bag. Oh, here's another here's another one of those Better Homes and Gardens paperback books. So I have 3 of them, 4 including the one I decided to keep. So that'll be good. Okay, here's a yellow. I still have more, but let me get through these ones here. I love this. So bright and colorful and cheery. How beautiful is that? I love the pattern. And I love how it's scalloped at the bottom. Beautiful. So hopefully you guys are getting excited about this week's bundle sales, seeing what we have to work with this week. I know I am. Definitely know that I am excited. Here's some more. I also intend on sending out a few happy mails to a few other YouTubers that I watch who do, you know, junk journaling and paper crafting and things like that. So some of this will also go into some happy mail. Look at that. It's like a beige with the flowers. Very, very pretty. And then we have this one. Very light and airy, this one is. How pretty is that? Oh, I love it. And then there's this one. They are so pretty. I love lace, especially vintage and antique lace. I am a sucker for it. I have some red. This is on like a spool. Oh, it's pleated at the top. It's like a whole spool of it. And here's some more white. Same thing, but white. Or gathered at the top, not pleated, sorry. Well, I guess, yeah, but gathered. I don't know the words sometimes. Sometimes my mind is like, duh. And I draw a blank. These, I didn't see what these were yet. Oh, okay. It's like a black sheer with the white beads on the edges. And I got 2 bags of that. All right, we got a few more things. Here's a bag of some plaid, excuse me, whites and blue bows. I don't know how many are in here, but as you can see, there's quite a few. And then we have some black lace here. Very pretty. Huge, thick spool of that. I don't know, how much did I pay for this? $7.25 plus 50% off. That $1 that you see must have been from a yard sale previous or something, because that's not what I paid. I paid the $7.25 and then half off of that. This is just an iron-on transfer. This is Merry Christmas. There's a few of them in there. Here is a pretty blue trim. Let's see. Some of these I haven't even opened yet. I opened a lot of them, but some of them I haven't. This is just a very thin, as you can see, very tiny blue trim. I don't even know what that would be called, like an eyelet? Probably not. This is an eyelet trim here. It's very thick. It's folded many times. But there we go. How pretty is that? For those of you who watch my channel, among many other things that I love, eyelet trim, eyelet lace, eyelet ruffle, eyelet ribbon, you know, things like that. I love anything eyelet. I love it. Here's like a brown lace, big spool of that. I know what you guys are thinking, like, holy cow, Jenny, you went like huge on the sales this weekend. Truth be told, I go huge on the sales every weekend. Like I've explained in past videos, my husband and I have like sort of like an addiction to thrift shopping, especially when it comes to flea markets and church sales and, you know, antique stores and things like that. So here's like a brown, which is why my craft room, while for the most part organized, is very packed full at this point. So I know I did a craft room tour video probably about 10-11 months ago. And since then, my craft room is way different. So I can do another craft room tour video if that's something that you guys would want to see, because I have so much more now. Here's the black, but in red, like a deep wine color. You know, I had to add more shelving and drawers and things like that to accommodate the millions of other things that I have obtained since then. Here's a few books: The Tidings or The Hilltops, The Christmas Story, and Word and Song. And I believe it's a music, yes, it's a music book, which we all love to use these pages in our journals. And then here's another one: Southern Living Christmas book, ideas for food, entertaining, decorating, crafts, gifts, holiday events in the South. In the South, y'all, that's where I am. I live in Southwest Florida, but oh, how pretty is that? Oh, the glare is making it harder for you guys to see, but look how pretty that is. The page is like a shiny page, so it's giving off like a glare. There's some recipes in here, some decorating ideas. So if you're going to be making Christmas journals soon, this would be ideal. Let's see what the year of this is. 1973. So there is that. I also have some fabric here, some Christmas fabric. It is 36 inches by 31 inches. And yes, I paid $1.50, so 75 cents for this huge bundle of fabric. Not sure if I'm going to keep this or put this in a bundle. I do have my fair share of holiday fabric. So I'm not sure yet. We'll have to see, because I do plan on making some Christmas journals in November. How beautiful is that? And you can tell that it is pretty vintage. I don't see any discoloration or any tears or rips or anything. It looks like it basically was never used. But I love it. It's got the holly and the winter berries and all of that on it. So I might actually share it. I might keep some and add maybe a half a yard to a bundle. So there's that. And then I found this. This is like a pressed paper journal, if you will, but there's nothing in it. And I will be putting this in one of my bundles. Somebody wrote Tuesday, but that's it. But as you can see, it's like a homemade pressed paper. And there's lots of sheets. Very, very thick paper. So I thought that was really cool. I paid $2 at Goodwill for this. All right, I have some ribbon and trim here. These are, well, this is just kind of a mess of all different kinds of black. Like this one has like the pink edges. Here's some shiny, sparkly. That is so pretty. So these would be perfect for Halloween journals if you're starting your Halloween journal. I just have to go through this and reorganize, you know, roll them all up. They were just bunched up, as you can see, and shoved in the bag. So I will go through and reorganize those and neaten them up. I have these. This is black with like a shimmery silver sparkle on it, and then the black with the white polka dots. Here's black with like a silvery, I don't know what you would call those, but design. And then we got some paw prints. How cute. We have some black and white gingham. And then some more paw prints. So these were all together in this bag. So somebody was making a project that, you know, entailed a lot of black trim. But those, these right here were not even opened. They're all still brand new, unopened. So that's that. I got another bag here with some more, basically the same thing, but different colors. We have like a teal burlap here. Big thing of that. Another one of the deals where they just threw in a bunch of, oh my goodness. Oh, look at this one. It's got sequins on it with like fringe on the bottom. And yes, that is Coda snoring, in case you heard that and you're like, what is that? That is Coda Bear snoring. Look at that. That's pretty. Lots of different trim, which again, I'm going to have to go through and reorganize, put them all to right. My goodness, there's so much. Somebody just didn't want to take the time. Here is some big, thick, with the wire on the edges. It's got some butterflies on it. Very 70s-ish, in my opinion, with the colors and the design. I'm not going to take them all out, but as you can see, lots of ribbon here. We got the multicolor, some light blue, dark blue, purple, yellow, more blue, red, white, and blue. Blue and yellow. And it looks like most of them are unused and a few of them are used. So I'm not going to bore you with putting all that back. Here's another. This is some lace trim. I got this whole bag for $5, which I think I paid $2.50 because it was 50% off for Labor Day weekend. This is Christmas. Oh, there's a pin right here. Oh, goodness. I'm lucky I seen that. Whew! I almost got myself with it. So there's like a Christmas ruffle. Super cute. Quite a bit of it here. And then we have this one. This is the same thing. White with the gold trim. Oh, it's this side here. There we go. How pretty is that? Now I'm looking for pins. Here's like a peachy color. This one's really pretty. And then some more of the Christmas, which same thing I showed you before. Just a bunch more of it. All right, I'm going to be a busy, busy lady reorganizing all of these trims, but it's okay. All right, so I have some embroidery string. They're both unopened. They were $2, so I got them for $1 each for half off. I have the pastel pack and the primary color pack, and there's 36 each. Is that correct? 10 yards each. And there's 36 of them in each one. unopened, of course. I have this thing of Rolodex cards, and I don't think that there's anything written on them. They are blank. So I don't think I'm going to include the case, but I'll probably take out a handful of the cards themselves, because obviously they are vintage. And I'll probably take a handful of the cards and include them in a bundle so that you can use them in your journals. There's this pretty lace with like the purple and the gold. Big roll of it. It was only $1, so I got it for 50 cents. Here's some cling stamps for winter, it looks like. Got a snowman, a little girl dressed up in her outerwear, little boy skiing. Got some snowballs, some snowflakes, little boy sledding right there. I don't know how well you can see that. Super cute. Yep, they're clear stamps. Doesn't say, it just says one sheet. It doesn't say how many stamps. So pause it and count it if you'd like. Got this very pretty ribbon. It's got purple and like a cream color. And get closer. So big spool of this. I do apologize. His snoring, and I'm a little stuffed up, so I can't even talk myself, but his snoring is starting to get loud. This is some gold ribbon. Big spool of that. And then these are, I'm assuming, Christmas tree ornaments. There's some stockings. Here, let me, didn't I open one of these? Yeah, I opened, and they're pretty much the same concept. But I'll take them out and show you. Like the stockings. And the recipe basket. Got a gingerbread man. And that's what all of these are. They're all like ornaments. Made out of fabric and backing. There's several of them in there. Well, there's several of them in each bag. Look at these ones, are cute. There's several of them in there. Same thing with this. But yeah, you can use these to include in your dangle. If you make dangles to go off of the spine of your journals, you can add these onto your dangles. Things like that. All right, I have a bunch of these. These were on sale as well. This is tulle, obviously, like wedding tulle, and big, huge spools of it. This one is 100 yards, 12.2 centimeters by 91.4 meters. Big, huge spool of tulle. You can cut this up and embellish your journals or whatever it is that you do. And I have several of them. Here's one that's open. As you can see, it's just white tulle. Very pretty. Whole big spool of that. And several spools of this tulle that are not even opened. I have 1, 2, 3, whoops, sorry about that, 4, 5, 6 rolls of that tulle. My hands don't want to work today. Details, accessories, tools, 8 yards per roll. So there's that. Again, these will be included in the bundle sales, the tulle. Now this bag, well, first let me show these, and then I'll save this bag for last. These are vintage stamps. Let's zoom in here. And these are pages of vintage stamps. My husband, I think he said he's seen a year somewhere in these, and it was the 1970s. I don't know where he saw that, but he said he saw it somewhere. But there's just a whole bunch, and they're all like stamps. Well, I can't say stamps, they're images, but they're perforated like stamps, I should say. Let's see. But like I said, I don't know where my husband saw the year, but he said he did. It was 1973 or something. Oh, these ones are sticking together here. Let me unstick them without ripping them. There we go. Yeah, it's been like this for a while. Trying to do it without damaging anything here. They might have been sitting, you know, in a shed or a garage where the heat got to them, causing them to stick together. There we go. Here's some fish ones. Oh, whoop, well, I ripped that one. So I'll have to take that one out when I go to add these. Sorry about that. Granted, they're coming apart easily. I just want to be careful. Here's some seashells and sea creature urchins, whatever. And then these are like punch outs. There's 2 sheets of this, and they're like a very thick chipboardy type thing, but they have like the notches in them like pockets so that you can use them as poles. So you can definitely use these for pockets. They all have the perforated notch where you would punch it anyway to make your pocket. You can see it. See that? They all have that. So there's those. And then lastly, we have this bag. I think that's last. Let me make sure. Yes. Other than a decorative box that I got to keep my vintage lace in, because I'm actually going to keep that one. But there's this bag, and it's like the mystery bag, y'all. And it's got a whole bunch of stuff in it. Like, this is just a stencil here. Some pre-cut with pinking shears, like a, what would you call, aqua teal fabrics, and they're basically long strips. I'm not going to take them all out because then we'll be here all day, but they're long strips of pre-cut fabric. This I will take out because this is super cute and it's folded backwards so you can't really see it. But these would be adorable for children's journals or baby book journals and things like that. I thought that was super cute. And this entire bag, y'all, I think I got for $1. So I got this whole bag for 50 cents. Everything that I showed you guys today, including a few more things that I didn't show you that I'm keeping for myself, I paid $30 for everything that you've seen today. Here's some buttons, a bag, just a bag of buttons. There's some bags in a bag of buttons. As you can see, just a bunch of pastel buttons. And little pieces of fabric, just a bunch of little pieces of fabric. Here's some, like some cord, a rope. I don't know what you would call it. I think it's called cord, but just fabric. Here's a bunch of cute little pieces that can be used for dangles. Some beads. Here's some ribbon. Here's a thing of cheesecloth. Here's like a spool of cheesecloth. And when I put whatever's in this bag in bundles, these all won't be together. I will be separating these so that they're more organized and make more sense. But these are just long strips, as you can see, of fabric. And there's a lot more. Here's a pile or a stack of pre-cut fabric. This is like a beachy fabric. So they're just fabric scraps, if you will. Lots of different ones. Some of them are really pretty. Let's see. I'm not going to go through everything, but as you can see inside of this bag, oh, here's some batting. Here's a little pile of batting. But as you can see, it's literally just fabric scraps. A bunch of fabric scraps that I get the honor of going through and reorganizing so that I can make bundles that make sense. But like I said, I assure you, especially with all of the ribbon that we've seen earlier, and again, these fabric scraps and things like that, I will be going through and organizing them to make them neat and tidy and worth, you know, putting into bundles. And not everything will be going into bundles. Like I said, I will be keeping some. I was going to say, I knew I dropped a piece. But the majority of things, like I said before, the majority of things that you've seen here today in this haul video will be going into bundles for this week and next week's bundle sales. And then, of course, this weekend I'll probably be shopping for more things. So there will be another haul video next week, I'm sure, along with, of course, more bundle videos. So anyways, guys, I really hope that you enjoyed today's video. And again, I do still have a few bundles out of the 8 bundles that I had for sale in last week's bundle video. I think I still have like 4 bundles left. I could be wrong, but it's somewhere around there. So if you're interested, head on over to the video, the bundle video last week, and look in the comments. You know, watch the video, see what bundles there are, and then check the comments to see if anything that you might be interested is still available. And if it is, go ahead and shoot me an email. My email is in my the description under that specific video, so you can email me to claim a bundle. And I explain in the beginning of that video how to claim it. So anyways, again, thank you guys so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you did, as always, give it a great big thumbs up. Share it out to any family and friends who you think would enjoy it. And in the next video, we will be going over everything that I will be doing for the next journal project, which will be pumpkins. And I'm super excited for that one. So I hope you all have a great day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.